we're going to be looking at which cameo is best for Mileena in Mortal Kombat 1. And of course, there is no correct answer to this truly. Because with this game, the cameo system kind of functions like a less restrictive variation system from past Mortal Kombat games. And it really depends more on the playstyle or the game plan you want to go for with Mileena. Since we know she is rushdown, you can either add to her rushdown, or you can give her other tools that are more on the defensive side. So let's take a look at what each cameo will add to Mileena's kit and which is better suited for her. So if a combos and offense is your thing, and there are a few cameos you can use to make Mileena's offense even scarier. There is Darius, but his timing is a bit tricky, so he's more of an intermediate cameo. There's Serena, of course, which is the easiest. There's Sonya, there's Frost, Jax, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. However, I prefer Scorpion, and I will show you why right here. So Mileena doesn't really have true mix, right? It has a lot of overheads, but the only low she has is off of her forward to 4 string. Go into Scorpion's overhead after this if they block it, and you get a full conversion if they don't block the overhead. So not only does he offer some mix potential here, even though like people can poke out of this on block, they can definitely poke out of it. It's still there if you want to catch some people off guard. But of course he adds a lot of combo potential to Mileena. And it's not super hard to execute either. And if you find yourself in trouble, you can just, you know, let him pull you back. So not only does he add a sort of mix-up that makes her offense scarier, he also has a big combo juggle potential for huge damage. I've seen people do like 55% for 2 bars with him. And he also adds a good defensive tool. But I believe this can also be like punished with people with good projectiles. Like I think Scorpion can. Yeah, so it can be punished by spear, but yeah, we're just gonna pretend we didn't see that. Now, if setups and up-close pressure is more your thing, then cameos such as Cyrax, Sector, Kano, and Kung Lao kind of add a lot to Mileena's kit because it lets her be even crazier up close, but it also has some OP setup potential to break armor or just pressure the opponent on knockdown even more. My friend's hater has a video on Sector and Mileena, and I will link it down below if you want to go watch it. If you time the rocket right, you can actually like, you know, combo off of it, off of her teleport, because you can't combo off of it usually, but if you time the rocket right, you can. So, you know, this adds a bit to her offense, but like, is it practical? I'm not too sure. Now for up close pressure, you know, it's pretty good. And also does a bunch of chip damage. But if you want chip damage and crazy pressure, then Cyrax is probably for you. I really love Sector, but the fact that his teleport punch is a summon and not an ambush is just really annoying to me because I do love combos. So, however, you can still like, you know, combo off of it like that. And if you've watched the Mortal Kombat tournament at Viennality this weekend, then you probably noticed that someone like Kung Lao can make Mileena's unsafe stuff like her teleport safe, because it forces the opponent to block. What you have to do is you hold it, right? And so you can still move while you hold it. There is a time limit though, so you hold it, do the teleport, release it, so that they can't punish you. So he sort of adds a lot to her pressure and makes a lot of unsafe stuff just not punishable because the opponent can't move and it forces them to block. And of course, just like Sector, you know, you can combo off of its teleport. If you want to play more defensive with Mileena, you could definitely use characters like Striker, Motaro. Frost is also a good defensive character because of the slow ice ball that she has, as well as that like insane pushback on block. Same with Goro, he does have a lot of pushback on block. If you want to keep your opponent at mid-range, Striker is a good cameo because you can use Mileena's projectiles as well as use his grenades to stop any oncoming advance. And up close, he gives her this low. He also has an overhead, so it gives you a low overhead on pretty much all over a string. You want to do overhead, overhead. You know, low overhead. But he also has like a restand, which is really funny. You can't really convert off of it, but hey. So you can restand like that. And I guess this would be better used like in the corner especially, because it would give you hella plus frames. So those were my thoughts on the cameos that work best or has the best synergy with Mileena in Mortal Kombat 1. Let me know who you guys use specifically and what sort of setups you do with them. It's always interesting to hear how people use certain characters with certain cameos and what game plan they come up with. This game has so much in terms of creativity, and it's really fun to see what the community is doing with each character. There is definitely potential in this entire cast of cameo to be useful for Mileena. I think she works well with pretty much everyone. Like, you can even use Jax for combos, you can use Jax for unblockable setups, but obviously Cyrax and Jax I think will get nerfed at some point, because not only did Baraka and Cyrax win a tournament via Nality, as I mentioned, I think they should really look at nerfing cameos over nerfing characters, because I don't feel like any character is just broken right now. But yeah, I hope this helped you choose a cameo for Mileena depending on what type of playstyle you want. So as always guys, have yourselves a wonderful day, and I'll see you all very soon.